If you are a photographer and you want to make some extra profit out of the photos that you take, let's say you're a wedding photographer and you make photos at a wedding, you can earn a lot more than just making the photos at a wedding. I'm gonna show you something really awesome, and it's been around for a while, so it's not something new. It's really cool and it's pretty popular among photographers, especially if you work with clients and you take photos for clients. You want to get the most out of it. What I'm gonna show you is called Pic-Time, and with Pic-Time you can basically upload the photos you take for clients, and then you can just send them to your clients as a gallery, and you can sell those photos also as prints to them. So imagine an all-in-one place where you can just send out the gallery to a client, the client picks the photos that they want, and the platform handles everything. And the good thing about this is that everything is automated. So if a client places an order for a print in your store, or actually your website/store, it will automatically go to a lab that prints those images. That means that you can just focus on shooting the photos, uploading them to your page, and with Pic-Time it handles everything. So let me show you how this works so you can try it out yourself. What you need to do first is to make an account at Pic-Time, use the link in the description of the video, and then just log in. Now, when we are logged in, you can see I don't have anything on my Pic-Time yet, and we're gonna work on that. When we go to the settings, we can set the settings for our store. Let's go to store settings, and here we can set the settings. Now in payments, this is the payments that you will receive for any sales that you make in your store. Let's click on that. Here you can set the currency. So if you are in US dollars, you can set it to US dollars. If you have another country, you can select from any of these. Then we have payment collected by, and here you can see it's set to Pic-Time. That means that if you sell something in your store, the money goes to Pic-Time and they will pay you out every 2 weeks. You can also set it to yourself, but that means that you have to set up Stripe, PayPal, Square, or offline payments. So this depends on what you want to do. If you don't want to mess with any of these payments, just select Pic-Time and you will get paid every 2 weeks for your sales. Then we have the payout email, and this is your PayPal email where the money will be sent to every 2 weeks. So if you sell something in your store, you probably have to pay tax for it. You can also set it up here in the settings. I'm not gonna go into that. That all depends on your location. Now let's close this for now. Then we have hold orders. Here you can set how long do you want to hold the order before it's gonna send to fulfillment. So let's say you get an order, but you want to make sure that you check everything before it's sent to print. You can set, for instance, 2 days, and then you have 2 days the time to just make sure everything is correct. If you want to send it instantly to print, just select don't hold orders, and then it will automatically go to print and you don't have any time to change anything in case you want to do that. There are some more settings here like support preferences, self-fulfill shipping, price change policy, and pricing currency. You can check that out yourself. I'm not going to go into details of that. I want to go to my store pricing now. In the store pricing, you can see what kind of prints you can add to your store. Now here are some examples of what you could add. But let's create a new price list. When we go to edit price list, here we can create a own price list. So let's create add more, and I'm gonna name this, let's say US dollars. This will be my store in US dollars, let's say for clients from the US. Then we have the preferred labs, and these are the labs that actually print your order. So if you get an order, it will go to this lab. Let's say I want to select Bay Photo, it will go to Bay Photo and they will print it and send it out to the customer. You can select more than one. So let's say I want to use priority 1 Bay Photo. First, it will use Bay Photo to print my order. If Bay Photo for some reason is not available, it will use Museum Lab for that order. And here you can set the priorities. If you only want to use one, just select none for these other ones, and then it will only use Bay Photo to print these orders. Then we have the markup preset, and this is basically how much profit do you want to make. And selecting one of these really depends on the marketing strategy that you want to use. Let's say you want to use like huge discounts, maybe 25 or 30%, then you should go for this one. If you just want to keep the price low and only offer like 5 or 10% discount, it would be a better option to use like this one. But this all depends on your own strategy. I'm not gonna go into marketing strategies here. I'm just giving you the basic idea of these. Let's say I'm gonna go for premium. I'm gonna have the most possible profit, and then I will create a price list. Now we have US dollar price list, and this is the price list I just created, and this I could add to my store. So let's say I want to have a float frames. Here you can see the size, and here you can see the different options. So let's say you want a barn wood frame, you want a black frame, you want a classic wood frame, etc. And as you notice, the black frame is not available by Bayphoto, but you can see here another one that does have this. So make sure to check that which one is available for the ones you would like. So let's say I want to have the barn wood, and I want to make one of these a little bit more expensive. Then we can change the price here. So this is how much you would pay, and this is how much you would sell it, and this is your profit. So let's say I would sell this for 400. You see my margin goes up, I get a lot more profit. So this is something you should play around yourself, or you just keep it at the profit that we set in the beginning. So this is the part for setting up your store. Now let's also set up a gallery. So let's say you created some photos for a client for a wedding, and you want to upload that gallery to your store. So let's go back, and now I can select new client gallery. Let's say I'm going to name this gallery my name, and here we can select the date for the gallery. You can select a language, and let's upload a cover photo. Let me use this photo as a cover, and here we can select a cover design. So let's say I want to have my gallery like that. You can also set the colors here, but let's go to photos and media. Here we can upload our photos. So let's name this wedding photos, and then photos and clips, and it's gonna install the smart uploader. That means that we can quickly upload our photos. Let me install this quickly. All right, the uploader is installed, and I'm gonna select my photos. So now it's uploading every photo. I have 14 photos. You could also make different scenes. So let's say you want to have the best photos in a separate scene. You could name those highlights, for instance, or you want to have edited photos in another kind of scene. You could name that edited, or whatever you would like to do with it. Now the next thing what I would like to do is I would like to go to gallery setup. So if you made a gallery, you want to make sure it's not available for everyone. So you could make a private gallery so only the client could see it, and then you can request email before entering a gallery, and that way you're making sure only the client gets to see this gallery and not everyone. You could also set an expire date. So let's say you want to only give the client access for a couple of days to the gallery, then you can set the expire gallery option. There are a lot more options that you can go to here just to get the best what you want for your clients. I'm not going to go into these. You can check those yourself. And on the right, you can see we have store. And remember, we created those US dollars price list. We can add that. So let's add a US dollars price list to our store. So we have the basic settings for the gallery setup. Let's go to automation, and in automations, you can create automations. So you could use things like early birds. You can give discounts in the first couple of days, for instance, on prints. You can give expiration promos. You can do abandoned carts. If someone adds something to a cart and they didn't purchase it, it's gonna automatically send out an email to remind that person if they want to buy it. Then we have anniversary gift. Let's say you want to give someone a discount like 1 year later after their wedding. You can set an anniversary gift, like maybe a 20% discount on a print like 1 year after the wedding, and you can create more automations. So this is really cool because you don't have to deal with any of the discount codes or any technical stuff. You just enable it, and then you can set the settings. Now let's go to share, and in share, this is where you select to which client you want to share this to. So I made this gallery for a client, and then I will add the client's name and the client's email, and I can send it to the client or send it myself. And you can see how easy I can actually create a gallery for a client and send it out without doing any difficult stuff. And this is gonna look really professional if you are a photographer and you want to make sure that your website looks really professional, and you want to make sure your client gets some prints from your store without doing any difficult stuff like dealing with printing offices or anything like that. If you want to see how your gallery looks, just click on preview gallery and then you get a preview. So this is the preview of the gallery. This is what the client will see. And when we scroll down, we can see the photos. And when we look at shop, you can see we have prints in our shop. So they could basically just click on one of these, let's say canvas, and here they can select the size, they can select the wrap, and they can add it to a cart. And look how fast I just created a store without doing any technical stuff. And you can do this too yourself. It's really easy, especially if you are a photographer. Pic-Time is amazing. You will look really professional with a store with prints and with those awesome galleries. So try it out yourself. It's really easy. I did it in a couple of minutes. You've seen it yourself, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it. Check the link in the description to Pic-Time. Use that link. And thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.